large organization like Microsoft, where it's technical at its core, which is unique because we're all interested in technology, but Microsoft, Google, Facebook, these are all at their core DNA, it's technology. But when you're looking at, just, a big bank or something like JP Morgan or Citibank, what is the alignment like in the CIO stack that, a lot of the times is or should be sifting through, this is what is new, this is the opportunities, this is where the market is going, and sort of looking outward, at least the way I perceive it, a little bit different than, let's say, like a CTO silo, which is kind of inward, and they're doing development and they're writing, their own internal solutions and tools that are going to directly impact, let's say, like UX and UI and environments and software offering that is the brand itself. What do you think needs to be fixed, or maybe it doesn't need to be fixed, in the alignment of actually executing that part of the job, which is we have to look out at all these vendors. We have to see where the future, where we think, you have to have your own worldview, obviously, but we think the world is going in this direction, right? So like cloud, for example, was pretty obvious that it was going to be a huge opportunity, right? Some people hopped on, some people didn't, some people were market laggards, some people were leaders. What percentage of sort of ending up in the market laggard bucket versus kind of hopping on when you should have has to do with internal alignments, with things like procurement and technology sourcing and sort of the blocking and tackling of like buying stuff?
Yeah. So we had to transform every function, including the process of how we buy stuff. But it was part of looking at success as an end-to-end thing. So even some of the definitions of the role of CIO versus CTO or whatever, and Satya was great at this because he pulled me aside and said, don't think of your organization, don't think of what you can do versus other people can do. I need you to think end to end, what's the best thing for the company, and what are the things that we need to do to be able to go at this pace, because we have these huge goals, transformation, but we have to be able to bring a huge organization along at that pace. So we stopped thinking about the individual steps in the process as things to optimize. We thought of an end-to-end process, which the procurement of new things is part of an end-to-end process, because you're buying something as part of a solution. You're not, the buying process isn't a process by itself. And we had to measure our success based off of the end-to-end process. And every component that helped that was measured against other things that might help it, as to, really, we got to a agile prioritization where we were prioritizing the most important things first and adjusting constantly using the data of measuring that success a different way.
Yeah. How did you, I don't want to interrupt. How did you, because I'm interested, how were you measuring success? What was success? Like, let's say, because it's all going to be fragmented, like you had mentioned. How are you measuring the successful either execution, implementation, whatever, of this one piece that's part of a larger, right? Because, there's like TBM Council, and there's people that are trying to bring visibility into the business outcomes of technology because it's so abstracted. Right? It's not the marketing department. It's not the CMO that runs A/B testing. They have ROI. They get people buying. They build buckets. Right? We can all understand how this works, and it's not very difficult, in my opinion. But when you're looking at, okay, we've got this one slice. We're going to purchase this technology solution for this one slice, and 90 steps down the line, there's an efficiency.
So we have to measure it at that efficiency, and what are the things that are going to get there the most. So depending on, there's several core processes in every company. The building the product to getting it delivered to value for a customer is, really part of an end-to-end process. So Satya helped, and it was part of the culture change too. But you couldn't look at I delivered this product as success. It had to be, is that product bringing value to our customers? You know, and that's measured by normally not did they buy it, but are they using it? Which is a much better measure of is it effective than did they buy it. So he changed all of these metrics from a product perspective to be focused on usage, and we had to define, you know, was it number of users, the consumption for some of the cloud products, all of those became the success metrics. Not did we deliver something, did we buy a component that we needed to deliver something. Everything was about that customer value based on usage. And then every, you know, the couple week sprints that we're running, we were always putting the most important things in. So if I needed a component, you know, from a vendor to make something happen so that I could do it, that was just one of the things on the list that we were prioritizing in order to drive usage.